Hello y'all and welcome to another battle report. This is Empire of Sonnstahl versus the Saurian Ancient. And to start with his list, he have in the Knightly Order unit, he have a Preacher and a Inquisitor. Nothing special with them. Then he have a unit of Heavy Infantry Swordsmen with Veteran upgrade, so they are better weapon skill. In that he also have his general, a commander. You have the Crown of Dominion and a great weapon. And you also have a prelate, a lord level preacher, a captain BSB, and another inquisitor in that unit. Then you have a unit of flagellants and a arch wizard with the Path of Shadows. Also a scroll, and he got the spell Turn to Smoke, Chariot of Mist, Glimpse of the End, and Mind Racer with that light infantry handgunner unit. And he also have a unit of 6 Sun Griffons. Well, he actually dropped his whole army first, so that's why I decided to stay most of our army hell away from this Sun Griffon unit. I throw up some chameleons, a skink brave unit on that flank, hopefully getting those Sun Griffons attention. Then I have a unit of skinks, chameleon skinks, 3 captains actually in those skinks units, one with the BSP, and the salamander who spit flame, who I want to use against those flagellants. It would be very awesome. But that's this flank, and my probably weakest flank, but it's only diversion for his Sun Griffon mostly. And of course I throw all my hard hitter on the other side. From the left I have a unit of Chef Chameleon Skinks, a salamander spit venom who I want to use against his light heavy infantry unit. I have the Cultal Lord with 2 up ward against most things except magical attacks. Reroll first failed the spell, and I got Path of Nature with these spells Spirit of the Woods, Stone Skin, Summer Growth, and Dwellers. I then got off the Saurian Spearman with the Crocodile Warrior, so a 4 upscale skin on those, very defensive unit. I then got my 2 tanks behind those 2 dinosaur units. I got a unit of Temple Guard, a lot of proxies there, but that's only because I have some unfinished Temple Guards. I then in that unit also have a Warlord. He's nothing special. He have +1 strength sword, 4 up regen, 2 up ward against fire, helm, 1 up save with the heavy armor and scaled skin and stuff like that. So but he's the general to give the Temple Guard stubborn. So for the Empire of Sonnstahl first turn, basically he pushes up a bit with his units. Magic Phase, he gets off Chariots of the Mist on his flagellant, and I actually let it go because I really want those flagellant beer far away from the rest of his line, because they are frenzy. So I can just frenzy charge them with skink captain all around, so they can just run around and killing skinks all day long if I'm lucky. So I let that one go. But otherwise, shooting phase, I think he might have killed the skinks with his handgunners. But yeah, nothing more for the Empire Sonnstahl's first turn. So what do I do here for my turn? Basically, my skinks move further behind, and I throw up a skink captain to stop his flagellant from doing, and with that I also stop his Sun Griffon from getting forward very much, because they cannot really get through that gap in a very effective way without hitting the wood forest. Otherwise I push up the chameleon and the skink brave unit to chase his light infantry, and that's basically this flank. And yeah, for this flank I pushes up a bit. I actually run as fast as I can with the Saurian and the Temple Guard unit, because I want to fight this knight before his Sun Griffons can get into combat with me. Magic, I think this is the turn I 5 dice dwellers and failed to get it in. So Magic didn't do anything at all, I don't think. Shooting, I might sneak a wound here and there from some units. Some of the heavy infantry take some casualties, some of the flagellants die from the salamander, I think. But yeah, nothing major happened in the shooting phase. So over to the Empire of Sonnstein's second turn. Well, so for the Empire turn, not much happened actually. You can see here his flagellant charges the skink captain, but otherwise he backs off with his knights and his heavy cavalry. I think his Sun Griffon didn't do much. I think they will reform, but otherwise didn't get anywhere because he failed his swift reform test, I think. Yeah, but to point it out, look how the flagellants are turned now. That's actually not, if you remember last picture, how I turned my captain, so he will not get that kind of angle into my skin captain, and I want to show you how they are supposed to overrun. Here we go. This is how the angle in the beginning actually were. It was kind of a casual game, so we didn't really matter too much. We discussed it a little bit, and he nicely enough, as a great sportsmanship point for him, accepted that I of course put my skin captain a bit more diagonal, so his flagellants would not overrun into my BSB unit. That would just be suicide. But that's it for actually his second turn. I think in Magic phase he got off some debuff on my Temple Guard maybe, but that didn't really matter. Well, for the dinosaurs second turn, you can see here what I do in the movement phase. Basically I just march forward with the Temple Guard and the Saurus Warrior. I'm not even sure why I threw the Chameleon Skinks in front of the Knights. I might have been afraid of a double shot from the Swordsman and the Knights into my Saurian. Better to be careful than cocky, so to say. Otherwise, you can see my Salamander's Brief Fire is in a beautiful position of his flank of his flagellants. That's very nice. But otherwise, I just stay pretty much where I am. I'm in a very good position now. And on the other flank, one of my skink unit skirmish couldn't get away from his flagellant, so they just rush backward 12 inches. Nice to have skirmish. The skink brave units back off 3 inches, and the Chameleon skinks just march past his demo Sun Griffons to shoot at his light infantry. Magic didn't do much. I think he slurred out his scroll on another dwellers on his swordsman, and then I didn't have much more dice, so I couldn't really do much. But look at this, what happened to his flagellants. The salamander in the flank just briefed down, and a lot of them dies. That's so beautiful. The salamander spit fire in the flank of a horde without armor save. Yeah, it's beautiful. Too bad they have toughness 4 though, but yeah, you cannot get everything you want. The Chameleon skinks plinks out some wounds here. On the other side, not much. I think I killed a couple of handgunners with the other Chameleon unit, but that's basically my turn. No combat. So over to the Empire of Sonnstein's third turn. Well, you can see here his Sun Griffon charges my Skink Braves, and the Skink Brave showed the bravery and legs it, and they get away, which is very nice because they are cold-blooded and they have musicians, leadership 7, that should be makeable. And his Sun Griffon is 3 turns away from combat, and that's very nice. His Flagellant doesn't have a musician, and they just have to reform around because they don't want to try to make that 12 inches charge into those skinks. On this flank, his heavy infantry reforms into bus formation to trying to be steadfast as long as possible, and it's hard to see here, but he throw out his what's it called, the Inquisitor from that unit in front of my Saurian warrior unit, and since I cannot pursue an overrun, he just places it in front of them and he's safe. His knightly order charge of course the chameleon, and they will make short work of them. And well, in the medic phase he gets off the toughness debuff from Path of Shadow, the Glimpse of the End spell. I dispel the Chariot of Mist on his Sun Griffin Riders, of course, because I don't want those units close to me anytime soon. But what I will miss is actually that's a remains in play spell, the End is Near spell. So I will just don't care in my magic phase because I thought it would go away. But that's pretty much what you get for don't reading the rules beforehand. So remember that. Otherwise, his knights, of course, they kill my chameleon, my Saurian passes, their leadership 9 reroll cold blood panic check, which was nice. You could actually fail this if you are really horrible dice, but they stick. And they just run off the board. So over to the dinosaurs, turn 3. And well, of course, here comes the fun part. Charges Saurian Spearman into his Inquisitor, and the Temple Guards into his Swordman's. A important detail I forgot to tell you during his last turn. He have a level 4 Path of Shadow who actually move out of his light infantry and are next to that river you can see up next to his Swordman. So I will have a good chance of maybe use the laser cannon on that one, but he have a 4-up ward, so we will see. I think he already suffered a wound from a miscast previously. Otherwise, I use my Skink Captain, the second one, to stop his flatulence from doing anything, which is so frustrating. It must be to those flatulence just running around, frenzied as hell, without the ability to actually do something. And I have the Salamander in the beautiful flank position of them again. On this flank, the Skink Braves passes their rally check and turn around to face his Sun Griffon. If he charges them, I will just flee again, hopefully staying off on the board. The other Skink unit move up to shoot at his flatulence. The Chameleon Skinks will move up to trying to do some sniping on his level 4. In the magic phase was kind of brutal. I first tried the laser cannon 2 dice on his wizard. He chose to try to dispel it but failed. But he passes I think 4-up ward shape, or maybe 3. I do not remember, but it was ridiculous. Over general. And then I throw poison at my Temple Guard. He chose to throw his rest dice and stop that. Then I do the Spirits of the Woods to his swordsman, and he actually told me after the game, when I told him my spell, what I remaining, why would you wanna make anyone stand in the forest? Yeah, because if you are in the forest you cannot be steadfast. So his swordsmen are now not steadfast, which is so beautiful. But you can see here what happened in the shooting phase. Something is definitely missing in this picture, and the missing thing is of course the flatulence, because first I got off the flaming breath, then a ton of skinks, poison darts, javelins and so on, just kill every single one of those flatulence. And that's it for that unit. And you can see here in combat my Saurian Spearman will actually kill that Inquisitor. He have great weapons, so they strike first time, so he didn't even manage to kill anything of mine. Otherwise, my Temple Guard slaughtered like almost a dozen of his swordsmen. He would have been on double 1, and I said, yes, you're gonna break. No, I use Crown of Dominion, so I'm stubborn. Unfortunately, but that's 1 use only now, so he will probably, hopefully, break next turn. And yeah, that's the dinosaur turn 3. So over to Empire Sonnstahl, 4th turn. Well, not a lot of important things happened here. His knights move off the table, on the table, so to say. The Sun Griffon will reform and face like that, but I have my Skin Captain and will hold him up for another turn, hopefully. He's Handgunner, he's lifting him up now, but he will probably just move them and move his level 4 into those Handgunners. And that's it for this flank. And well, this is actually, I think I stopped some spell. He tried to throw at me, but I didn't remove those toughness debuff on my Temple God, unfortunately. Really didn't matter because I slaughtered his swordman pretty bad. He actually break, and he could roll Snake at mistake, but he didn't. So it wasn't too bad for him. But he had 6 inches to the edge, and I actually choose to restrain to face off his knights next turn and to get away from his Sun Griffons. And he actually fled in his turn, so if worst case scenario I would just in my turn charge him off the board with the Triscutus Snake Altar, but otherwise, yeah, he did roll a 6, so he ran off the board. You can see here he sacrificed the Preacher in front of my Saurus Warrior, and his knights is prepared to face off my Temple Guard, and you can see there his Inquisitor are moving down there to take out my Slan. So that's it actually for Empire turn 4. Not much more happened in his turn 4. Well, this is the last picture of the game. The Lizardman turn 4, my captain I throw up in front of his Demogryph. No problem, but otherwise the Temple Guard charges the knights and kill some of them. He had great weapon on them, and yeah, I will break them and they will run off the board. Otherwise, the Saurian Spearman will, with a lethal strike against Cav, actually kill his Preacher, and I throw my Salamander in front of his Inquisitor to stop him from doing something with my Slan, for example. But otherwise, that's actually the game. We said that, oh, it's fine, you got this, Rasmus, it's okay, I surrender. So it was a very fun game. I have a lot of fun facing off this nice guy, a very good sportsmanship, nice friend. So that's it, but we actually talk a little bit about this game. I think in this game, and actually the previous one, he had the problem with a lot of his units go on a so-called scooby-doo adventures during the game. The Sun Griffon charges off trying to catch some skinks, didn't make it and was far off my right flank. His Flagellant just running around chasing skink captains, which is like 44 points I think for a naked King Captain. I might have given my Skin Captain shields and light armor, which make him 48 or maybe something like that, but it's not much. Otherwise he was too spread out, and I wanna end this battle up with this picture. Now this is the same opponent with his Tomb King. This time it didn't go this bad, but it could have, and this is so beautiful, so I just do any excuse I can possibly get to throw this picture up on the web again. You can see how many Brit Knights charging in the rear, in the flank, in the front, everywhere with lance formation and impacted. He didn't have a single skeleton after that combat. So, but yeah, that's it for this game. This is my Lizardman Saurian Ancient list I'm working for the TNQ tournament in Sweden. So if you have any suggestion for me to rebuild the list, please write them below and I will try to do that. I have other list I will try with Northland and 2 level 1 Lure of Heaven, which will probably come up soon. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to like and start subscribing for more high quality content. Have a nice one.